All right, everybody, we got any Dragon Ball Z fans out there? How One Piece, My Hero Academia. Guys, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna have some conversation with Eric Vale today. Give him a big round of applause. Let's have a nice conversation and have some fun. Woo, indeed, right? I have to say, one, this is awesome to get to sit and talk with you. I know we've had a few small conversations in the back before, but like I told them, I've been a fan of yours for over 20 years, and so now, as of right now, it's actually kind of a surreal moment because I feel like I've been able to host panels with all the best Saiyans in the Dragon Ball Z universe now. I've got to talk with Chris and Sean and now you, and it's like awesome, very excited, man. Thanks, man. So happy to be here. I think this is your second Collecticon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I did the one in Dallas.
That's right.
Recently.
Yeah. How's your weekend been? You've had a
very good
line, people coming through?
Very good. Everybody's super nice. Of course, I'm a native Texan, so...
Me too.
I'm familiar. I grew up near here. Yeah. In a town we won't name.
Somewhere around
Beaumont.
here. Oh,
everyone laughs. Everyone's like, oh yeah, oh Beaumont, okay.
So I had a roommate back when I was about 19 who was from there. And I'd be like, tell me about this place. And he goes, you don't go there for any reason, ever. And then he took me there one year.
Yeah, I took my wife there a few years ago to see the house I grew up in, and yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's still there.
It's there.
So, something that I'm excited to talk with you about, and I don't think a lot of people either know you did this role or are aware of it, but I became a fan of yours from Blue Gender. You were the lead Yuji Kaido. I don't know if anybody out here even knows what Blue Gender is, but it's an old school anime, kind of like dystopian sci-fi. And that's when I learned who you were, and ever since I've always kind of followed your work since then because I love Yuji Kaido so much and that show so much. And that show really it wasn't my first anime, but it was the first show that I watched and I was like, I have to see the next episode. I have to go to Best Buy the day that they're coming out and buy it so I can watch the next 4 episodes for $19.99.
Yeah, it was a good show, man. It was a lot of fun. It was the first lead I had in anime.
Yeah.
And if y'all haven't seen it, it's basically like the movie Starship Troopers, but better and anime.
With a fantastic twist that I won't ruin for anyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend if you've never seen it to watch that show. It's really good. So,
yeah, it's great.
What was your? I'm just curious what your perspective and opinion and experience was specifically with that show as it was your first lead role, and I think you told me it was the second casting that you'd ever been given.
Yeah,
How was that going into that? I'm just curious.
It was. I mean, at the time, I kind of didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I've been voicing Trunks for a while, and I knew how popular that show had become, and I was just starting to go to conventions and see how much Dragon Ball at least was affecting people, and at the time when I started working at Funimation, there was only Dragon Ball Z. That's the only show, and then all of a sudden, here comes Blue Gender. It's like, oh, we have another show. And then, of course, it snowballed after that. So at the time, I thought, oh, my God, they're casting me again? Okay, I guess I'll keep doing this. I was just, in my 20s as an actor, just happy to have some work. So I took it seriously, like I do my job, and worked hard.
And now you have roles in, I wouldn't say the 3 most popular, but 3 of the more popular mainstream shows that are out right now. You have pretty significant roles in all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Which one so out of Sanji, Shigaraki, and Trunks, which one, I don't want to say favorite, but which one do you like voicing the most? Because I know they're all very different.
They are different. I probably like voicing Shigaraki the most because he's very different from the other characters that I've played, and I get to play the bad guy, which is always fun to do. Heroes are great, don't get me wrong, but playing the bad guy is always just a little bit extra.
And he's such a tragic character too. And so I think that gives you a lot more freedom to do so many different things with him and get people to empathize with his character via, you know, your role, your voicing him and stuff. So it's a really cool role and one of my favorites.
Thanks. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. And of course, when I meet people who are fans of Shigaraki, like at a convention, because he's the bad guy, people expect me to be bad, and so I can be mean to people to their faces, and that's fun for me. It's all done in good spirits.
It's just allowed. People want,
especially kids, the little kids who come up who are just now kind of maybe understanding that this is a person who does a voice on a cartoon, you know, just as that understanding starts to happen. And then you do the voice for a kid and they freak out. They're like, holy crap, like Shigaraki just walked in the room and, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, my oldest is 6, and so we watch a little bit of Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon. So he's big into Pokemon right now. So he got to meet Sarah, who was the most recent Ash Ketchum, and then he got to meet Veronica, who was the original Ash Ketchum. He's just old enough to realize, oh, that's who they are. Right. That's kind of cool. So it's to see that spark in little kids' eyes like that is really interesting.
It's very cool. I've even had 3 generations of people come through the line where you've got grandparent, parent, and kid. And it started with the grandparent, got their kid into it. Now their kid's getting their kid into it.
That's so cool. That's the wonderful thing about anime too. And I have to say, like, Dragon Ball Z was a show that really, for lack of a better word, paved the way for the success and the popularity of anime in Western culture. It became so easily accessible. And you were a part of that, which I think is really cool. So I'm somebody that has loved anime for over 20 years, and you know, I'm sure a lot of people here can relate to, there are themes and things in Dragon Ball Z that help people, that encourage people, right?
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. So from me to you, thank you for that. That's
sure.
awesome.
I think it's a good show that has taught everyone to solve all of their differences through violence. Right? Is that that's not the message. Did I get it wrong? I got it wrong, didn't I? All right, sorry.
Just keep fighting. Just keep fighting until you don't lose anymore. Which, taken the right way, is a wholesome message. Sure. Taken the wrong way is,
Exactly. So, you know, I'm not saying that's why, you know, bad things happen in the world. Bad things are just going to happen.
You never know. All right, guys, we have a couple minutes. If anybody wants to ask Eric a question, feel free to make a line right here at this microphone. We've probably got about 10 minutes or so that we could ask some questions to Mr. Vale here. Go ahead and make a line. And well, look at that Hawks cosplay. That's cool.
All right, so this is maybe like not your most famous role, obviously, but I gotta ask: are you Team Ladder or are you Team Step Ladder? Phoenix Friday's attorney.
Oh, from what?
Phoenix Friday's attorney.
Oh, well, I don't choose sides as an attorney.
Oh, okay. And then secondarily, can I get an objection?
I thought I just did objecting to your question.
No, like.
No, like.
Objection! Thank you!
Hello.
Howdy. One Piece is totally my favorite show, and I adore Sanji. In the most funny way, where do you think you relate to Sanji the most?
I cook. Yes.
Do you have any favorite dishes?
And women don't like me. I have a wife and a daughter at home, and when I was leaving my daughter, day before yesterday, right? I was like, give Dad a hug, and she literally does this. So, you know, I got those 2 things, but I do cook. If you start talking to me about cooking, I won't stop. Love it.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing.
Respect for a dad that can throw down in the kitchen. I cook 90% of the meals for my family.
Yeah, I love it, man.
It's fun.
It is a lot. It's my relaxing place.
Yes. I didn't think it would be that way, but after a while, I was like, hey, this is fun. It's relaxing.
It is, yeah. My experience voice acting Shigaraki? Well, when the auditions were happening, for some reason I was overloaded with work at the time. I was a head writer at Funimation, and I was managing a lot of properties and acting in other shows and doing my own things on the side, and I was doing a lot of live theater at the time. And so, and I didn't know, I mean, nobody knows if anything's going to be a hit. You just never know. So, I was like, I'm not going to audition for it. I just don't have the time or the bandwidth to do it. And then somebody, I think it was Colleen who's directing, was like, you have to audition. I'm like, all right, fine. So I went in and I auditioned for one of the hero roles. I don't even remember who. And then she cast me in the bad guy. And I was like, why are you casting me in the bad guy? Because I usually play these hero roles. And she was like, well, that's why. She's like, I just have a feeling you're going to be able to do this role right. And hopefully I have.
I think you've done a great job, personally.
Thanks, Dad.
If you were teleported into a room with all of your characters that you've ever voice acted, who are you most and least scared of?
I think Trump solos all of them. That's my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. Who am I most and least scared of? I mean, I'm least scared of Sanji because I'm male. And probably most scared of honestly, probably of Yuki in Fruits Basket, because he talked to me about his feelings and it's just like, oh my God, no. I don't need to hear about your emotions, boy.
Yeah.
You.
Can you do a Trunks voice line, please?
I can.
Will you, please?
I will. When?
Right now, please.
Right now?
There's a bird just flew by.
Oh, the bird? Yeah, it's been in here all day. Yeah, it landed at my booth earlier. Just chilling.
You're about to find out what it's like to fight a real Super Saiyan.
Oh my gosh. That is amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.
What? It's the.
Oh my gosh, it's attacking people.
Oh, it's just looking for food, honestly. Anybody have a rat? Oh, I'm the rat. Dang it.
I'm gonna actually give you a Shigaraki voice line. What's your name? Nadia, but you can call me Racing Back.
I would prefer to call you Nadia.
Okay.
See you at home under your bed.
Hey.
Hello, my name is Nicholas, and Sanji is just like my favorite character of like all time, just with like his background and tragic. Where do you empathize with Sanji, and how do you like get that into your voice when you voice acting?
I really wish I had a good answer. It's hard for me to describe what it takes to do voice acting as a job.
I'm inside. I'll meet you in a minute. I'm asking one.
It's hard because I've studied acting my whole life. I've been trained to do it, and training doesn't.
Okay.
You train to use your whole body
Okay.
and everything you have, and then you get in a room with a
asking the guy a
microphone,
question.
and you're supposed to make everything that you have in your physicality and push it onto a mic. They can't see you at all. So I don't really have a great answer about how that happens. I just know that, I use my acting tricks. I study the character, I study the environment, the show, and the location, and all the relationships, and try to find a commonality in myself.
Like cooking.
Like cooking, or the camaraderie that happens with people who are very close, like when you do a play, or you work in an intense location, and you bond with these people, sometimes through trauma. I pull a lot from that for Sanji.
That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
You do remember me from Bear Rock, right? When I got an autograph signed for you.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
sorta.
Oh,
No, I don't.
you don't remember I got a selfie with you?
Yeah, Totally. No, I don't, man. Look, honestly, that's like 2 years ago. I can't really recall what happened yesterday. Like somebody came through my line earlier and they're like, "Hey, I saw you yesterday," and I'm like, "I believe you. I don't remember. I haven't slept well." So there's all that. Yes, of course I remember you.
Oh, you remember my name?
Nope.
It's Tristan with an H.
Wait, it's Tristan with an H.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. And also, how you feel like getting your own solo film, like Trunks the movie?
I think that should happen. And there is the history of Trunks.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then they redid that in a video game, right? Yeah. So it's kind of the same thing. I mean, video games are bigger than movies now, so it counts, right?
You say my name Tristan in Trunks' voice.
Thanks for your questions today, Tristan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tristan. All right, let's take one more. One more.
My name's also Eric, and I'm a really big fan of the Dragon Ball Z, and my main personality is Trunks, man. I've loved Trunks all my life. But I wanted to ask, did you do the voice acting in Dragon Ball Fighters? And if so, can you give me a, "You need to be stopped"?
Okay, so first, you need to be stopped. Second, I think I did.
Really right.
Honestly, when you're working on games, I mean, I've done Trunks in all of the games and all of the shows for 24 years, except for when it's Kid Trunks. That's played now by Alexis Tipton. But when you work on video games, especially, you're given code words for what the game is called. So I never know what game I'm working on. I'm doing my job, I'm performing, but the name could be anything. And then they change it later for the release. So honestly, I'm never really sure which one I'm working on.
I got you.
You know, I think they do that to protect leaks, which is great because I know nothing. You know.
Thank you, boss.
Thanks, man.
All right, everybody, let's give a round of applause for Eric. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. Eric is he's signing back there. If you guys want a chance to get a picture or an autograph, go say hi to him. And we'll be back here in a little bit. Thank you guys so much, Eric. Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, y'all.